The Stoics did something every morning that most people would call deeply disturbing. They sat quietly and imagined losing everything: their health, their wealth, their reputation, the people they love. They would picture it in detail: the diagnosis, the bankruptcy, the betrayal, the funeral. Then, only then, they would start their day. This practice had a name: Premeditatio Malorum, premeditation of evil. It sounds like a recipe for depression. It is actually the opposite. Here is why. Seneca wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. That cuts two ways. Most people's imaginations run wild with anxiety about vague, shapeless, bad futures. The Stoic practice forces you to make the fear specific, concrete, real, and the moment fear becomes specific, it becomes survivable. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present," but he also trained himself to see the present clearly by knowing exactly what he stood to lose. He had watched plague kill millions. He had buried friends. He had watched everything he built get threatened. He was not surprised by pain. He had already sat with it every morning before it arrived. Here is what this practice does that nothing else does. It destroys the power of the threat. When you have already imagined losing your job, the fear of losing your job loses its grip on you. When you have already sat with the image of losing someone you love, every moment with them becomes sharper, more real, more precious. The Stoics were not pessimists. They were the most awake people in any room. Modern psychology now confirms what Seneca knew 2,000 years ago. The technique is called negative visualization. Research shows it dramatically reduces anxiety while increasing gratitude. Tonight, before you sleep, try it. Ask yourself, what is the worst realistic thing that could happen in the area of your life you worry about most? Sit with it. Make it specific, feel it fully, and then open your eyes and look at what you still have right now, in this moment. The Stoics called this the art of living, not because life is always good, but because once you have faced the worst in your mind, the present becomes a gift you actually notice.